Hey everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. I have pondered and thought, and I was not able to find the bottle that I made the apothecary jar out of, the tea light. This. Alright, so what I did was I developed a better system. All it is a piece of cardstock, a piece of plain cardstock. This is the Georgia Pacific 110 pound. I took the bottle that most resembled, and I just wrapped the paper around, cut it off, and taped it. I did a top and a bottom. Alright. 2 inches, 1 inch. Okay. The tea light candle. Color changey, pretty tea light candle. And either some Bacon Bond or some liquid Sculpey. It's not necessary, but you'll be better off if you have it. Otherwise, you're just going to have to smooth the seam and hope that it sticks. Alright. Transparent polymer clay. You're going to have, well, translucent, whatever it's called. You're going to have that for the light to be able to shine through. Okay, so let me prepare my work surface and we'll get with it. Alright, what I would start with is approximately a 2-ounce bar of Primo translucent or Sculpey translucent or whatever your preferred transparent clay is. I'm sure Pardo would be beautiful. I don't happen to have any. So what I'm going to do is start to warm this clay up a little bit. And transparent is notoriously hard to work. It's good when you first open it. Now what you want is thin clay. Alright, that's almost thin enough to go through my pasta machine. On its thickest setting. Alright, I'm going to fold it in half and do it again. And fold it in half. And just keep doing that until you feel like it's workable. Alright. So I'll be back when I have this conditioned. Alright, the other thing I suggest you have is a long cutter blade. Longer is better in this situation. Because I never use this thing. Alright, cut the bottom off. And then I'm going to cut a strip about yay wide. A little less than ½ an inch maybe. And what that is for, that's for your connector piece. Alright. Now we've got that out of the way. Need a little ruler. And what a dork. Scoot the camera over a second. I'm going to measure 1.5 inches up and then 1 inch from there. And just wiggle me in a little mark. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Inch and a half, and then 1 inch. Alright, and we're going to take our blade let me check my measuring. Lord knows we only want to cut it once. Alright. Don't throw your scraps away. Now, you can decorate these any way you want. Here is the one that I made using this technique with the cardstock form. Let me get the light out. And you can just see how pretty it is. I need to go in and paint black behind the tree there, but just really gives you a pretty effect. Alright. Okay, so you can paint on it, you can put Pearl X powders on it, you can put glitter on it, you can put other clay on it. Really, the possibilities are endless. So let's put some clay on it. I've got a little tiny block of orange, and the same of this black Twinkle Twinkle. And I'm just going to condition them real quick and run them through the same thickness of my pasta machine. Alright. Alright. Pretty thin. And what I'm going to do is slice these into slices and figure out a pattern of some sort. So since I've got that in the way, I'm going to do that off camera. Alright. Now I'm just going to start the black. Kind of give it a little stretch. Alright, and then the orange. Alright, just take my last few pieces and cut some little shorter bits. To just kind of fill in a bit. Okay, something like that. Nothing very technical. Now I'm just going to take my rolling pin, my acrylic bar, and mash them down a bit. Alright, hopefully I didn't distort my pieces very much. Trim them a bit. Alright. Just a bit we did. Now, I'm going to kind of true up one end. Forgot, and then I got to cut it in half again. Alright. Now we got it. And we tore the end off. And it turns out I need that bit. There's something on my desk. Alright. Okay. Just take off that extra bit that we didn't need. Alright, and we're going to bake that just like that. And we're going to do the same thing with the top piece on this other form. And bake those at the same time. 275 for 15 minutes. Alright, and then I'll be back. Alright, I just wanted to show you real quick before I bake it. Because I've done this method where I just overlapped the ends, you won't be needing the liquid Sculpey or the Bacon Bond. So for this particular style, you can kind of get away with it. Alright, as you can see, I just overlapped both ends. Alright, bake them. Okay, I've got the pieces out of the oven. I've taken the leftover scrap, rolled it out, and put some more stripes on it. Alright, now put a line of this Sculpey Bacon Bond, which is, from what I can tell, basically just a thicker version of the liquid Sculpey. It possibly doesn't turn out as clear, but alright, we're just going to roll it over the edge. I just used this as a template to cut out the shape. Got a little extra hangover on this side. Just going to trim it off. Alright. Alright, now I've got a little scrap of paper here. I'm going to bake it. I'm going to bake it raw side down. Just like that. For 10 minutes. Alright. This piece, I'm just going to do a black base with possibly some little round feet. I'll see about that. The scrap, I'm going to roll into a bead. Okay, just rolled it between my palms. Here was the scrap left over from the first bit. And I should have just enough. Let's see about cutting it in half and rolling those into a bead. See if we can get our beads a little more the same size. Alright, this will be the top, these will be the feet. Alright, I'm going to roll out a sheet of black, do the same as I did with the other, and make a bottom. Alright, and then I'll be back to show you putting the feet on and stuff. Alright, I've taken the strip and fit it around inside the bottom piece, and I've just left the ends open a little bit. That helps the lid to go on easier. It gives it a little bit of play. Alright, so I'm going to let that set while the feet and the knob are baking. Alright. Alright, sorry about that. I got distracted and didn't film putting the feet and the top on. But all I did was put a dot of the bacon bond and baked them for another 10 minutes. Alright. Now let's see. I don't know where the seam is. Still warm. Now what I would do is coat it with a coat of clear sealer. It's not necessary, but it would give it a pretty glossy look and help the transparency stand out just a little bit more. Alright. Here it is. It's a little wonky, but I'll just shave the bottom of one of the legs off when it cools off just a little bit more. Alright, looks every bit as cool as the rest of them do. Alright, all I did was change the density and the variation and the direction of the colors, and I didn't mix them together quite as much on the one I just did for the tutorial. But that gives you the idea of what I did to create this one, except for we used some cardstock rolls. Now, I wouldn't suggest using a toilet paper roll. The surface is not going to be smooth enough to let go of the clay when you're done. So, a couple of rounds of cardstock and some transparent polymer clay. And you too can have fun and make something really cool. So, that's all I've got to share today. I hope that helps, and I shall holler at y'all later. Bye now.